All right, we're ready.
Great. We'll get started with Brian Lewis with the New York Post.
Hey, Joe. Obviously, this is a solid defensive team that you played, but they have on occasion given up some threes. Can you explain what you guys saw in their defense that you were looking to take advantage of?
Yeah, I mean, each time that we played against Charlotte this year, we've gotten a number of catch and shoot threes. I think they are actually one of the highest in the league in terms of the amount of catch and shoot threes that they give up. They are a good defensive team though, where they close the space quickly and get good contests. But I don't know, I think we did a good job just sort of moving them around, giving up, maybe an extra pass here or there from a good shot to a great shot.
Christian Winfield with the New York Daily News.
Hey, Joe, when you've got a guy like Kevin who can just dribble up the floor and shoot over anybody who's waiting for him kind of at the three, does that do something for you guys, or do you kind of have to plan that? Like, how do you work through him having that ability but also trying to get settled on offense as well?
I mean, I think that's just something that's very specific to Kevin Durant. I wouldn't say that there's too many people probably in the history of basketball that can do what he does and at the clip that he does it. So, yeah, it's definitely a luxury to have that. And it makes everybody's job a lot easier because he commands so much attention, no matter when he has the ball. Even tonight, he was bringing it up or, catching it in the post. They were trying all sorts of different sort of schematic things where, they would zone, try and just overload, always trying to be in help. And it allows a lot of us other guys, much cleaner looks.
Greg Logan with Newsday.
Joe, how frustrated were you the other night in Philadelphia where they did everything they could to chase you off the three-point line? You only got 2 shots. And does it kind of underline the importance of three-point shooting for this team and for you in particular to how everything goes?
Yeah, Philly did a good job defensively. I think, in total, I think we didn't make too many threes. I can't remember exactly what the number was, but I know it was one of our lowest of the season. And, it's not that we live and die by threes, but when the three ball is going for us, it kind of opens up a number of other options offensively. But a lot of times the threes are going for us because, the defense, everything is sort of all in sync. The defense is there. We're able to get out in transition, get easier looks that way. And, against Philly, it was kind of tough from the start. It seemed like we were playing against a set defense for most of the night.
Alex Schiffer with The Athletic.
Hey, Joe, Miles Bridges got off to a hot start and just seemed to have I think it might have been a career night for him with 32 points. Just what made him so tough to guard tonight?
He's been playing really well. He's had an unbelievable season. I think it's one of those things where he's just kind of getting more and more confidence. He's a really talented player, just unbelievable athlete, but he shot it well tonight. And I think when he's able to have that room and rhythm, that confidence from three, makes the rest of his game a lot easier because you got to press up on him a little bit, and he's so athletic he can penetrate, get to the rim, and then he's an excellent finisher just because of his strength and athleticism.
Back to Christian Winfield.
Joe, at what point would you say you added sidestep and step back threes to your game? Because that's not something you always have, but I think you had a couple today.
Yeah, it's not something that, typically do, but it is one of these things where, this past off season and even now during the season, I just work on, little stuff like that to create space, because for me, a lot of times it's really just about trying to hunt and find space to get shots. So whether that's, moving without the ball or then when you have it, flybys, sidesteps, things of that nature. So I have been working on it. But it's definitely one of those things where it's so much of a feel thing over the course of the game. And I think because I was able to get some shots early on, it made it a little bit easier to feel it out later on.
Last question, Steve Lichtenstein with WFAN.
Hi, Joe. A lot of people are going to remember Blake's lob dunk from tonight, but can you describe some of the smaller details that helped you guys pull away in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, Blake, I think about the charge that he took, some of the defensive plays that he was making, just doing all the little stuff, being in the right position. And then offensively, he's kind of one of those guys that we can play through, where whether he's in the post or, is playing sort of that trail big position, a lot of stuff can be run through him just because, he is a very dynamic offensive player. He can step out and shoot, but he can also handle it and pass the ball really well. Just makes it difficult for teams to guard when, you surround him with shooters and then you have Claxton in there playing the dunker spot, where Blake is sort of, in more of a facilitator type mode.
Thanks, Joe. We appreciate it.
Thank you.